In Genesis chapter number 3, verse 9, 10, 11, the Bible, recounts an experience, between Adam and God, how God called out unto Adam and said, Adam, where art thou? And Adam said, answered in verse 10, that I heard thy voice in the garden. I was afraid because I was naked and I hid myself. And in verse 11, God said to him, who told thee that thou was naked? Hast thou eaten from the tree of which I commanded thee that thou shouldest not eat? All right. Now, two major things are of consideration in that verse number 10 specifically. He said, I heard thy voice in the garden, Adam speaking now. I was afraid because I was naked. The first word there is afraid. The second one is naked. All right. And these are two words that are not found in the vocabulary of God. That was why God, was puzzled and said, who told thee that thou was naked, because I never created you naked? The picture and the image on our minds today is that man was created naked. There's nothing like that. The Bible didn't say so. It was Adam who mentioned nakedness. God never created man naked. All right. And that was why if you do a diligent, study of that particular, or if you probe that verse number 10, he said, I was naked because I was afraid. Now, beloved, you'll agree with me that when a person is naked, they are not to be afraid but ashamed. Does that make sense? When you are naked as a person, what comes upon you is not fear. It is shame. So Adam is supposed to say, I was ashamed, but he said, I was afraid because I was naked. All right? That's to tell you that was a different kind of nakedness as opposed to the nakedness that we are used to. All right? Okay, now you find out, and God said, who told thee that thou was naked? Because that means, Adam has been, a different kind of information has come to him, which means he has been misinformed. All right? He has been misinformed. And to miseducation simply means to be an expert in stupidity. That's what it means. All right? So you'll agree with me that in Genesis chapter 2, the Bible tells us of how God instructed the man from verse 15 that of every tree in the garden thou mayest freely eat, but of the tree of the knowledge of good and evil thou shalt not eat. It is in verse 3 that we came to find out that it was not a tree, because no scripture is of private interpretation. Scriptures interpret scriptures. All right? That it was in verse 3, chapter 3, that we came to find out that tree was not a literal tree as in a tree. God was referring to a data bank. What God was referring to was an information base. That is, experiential knowledge. That's what God was trying to prevent and protect Adam from, as to the reason he gave that instruction that he must not eat from that tree. All right? Because when he ate from that tree, the first experience of that rebellion or attendant effect and feedback of that rebellion was that his language changed. All right? A man who was one bold started speaking fear. And do not forget, the reason I said those two languages, fear and shame, and fear and what? And nakedness, are not the vocabulary of God, is because the Bible tells us in Timothy that God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, of power, and of sound mind. Beloved, what am I trying to say? Information is very powerful. Today we are looking at love is a scam. All right? It's very powerful. Man is a creature whose life involves on two major principles. One is the principle of food, that is what he eats, and two, the principle of information, the knowledge that is available to him, the information that is available to him. You act the way you do because of the information that's available to you. All right? And you discover very carefully that when a person comes to such a level in their life where they accept the ideology that love is a scam, it means somebody has told them something that is not consistent with the truth. So they have eaten from a tree. They have tapped into a data bank that is alien to the economy of the kingdom. All right? That's why they speak differently. Otherwise, if you really belong to a Bible-believing church, you find out that sometimes your pastor teaches you how to speak as a child of God. All right. So when a person says love is a scam, do you know what love is? The founder, love precipitated is not an event. The inventor of love, the Bible tells us, is God. It's not an invention of any university in the world, all right, or medieval Greece. Love precipitated from God, hails from God. 1 John 4 verse 16 tells us God is love, all right? So when we are talking about love, all right, love is the nature of God. Love is one of the most beautiful gifts of God to man. Love is the harmony of the universe. Are you got what I'm saying? Love is the harmony of the universe. Hence, Jesus, said in John chapter 13 and verse 34 and 35, he said, a new commandment give I unto thee, love one another. By this shall all men know that you are my disciples, if you love one another. He didn't say, all men shall know that you are my disciples when you walk in miracles, or when you prophesy, or when you see vision, or when you are mighty in scriptures like Apollos. All right, you are a teacher, a good teacher of the Bible. He didn't say that's when men, he said, all men shall know that you are my disciples when you walk in love, when you love one another. And that's why one of the greatest verse of scriptures is Romans 13 and verse 10. He said, love worketh no ill to his labor. Therefore, love is the fulfilling of the law. So what am I trying to tell you is that irrespective, a lot of people have accepted that love is a scam today because somebody they love betrayed them, somebody they love hurt them, somebody they love, wronged them, somebody they love, did something to them that they almost cannot forgive, or maybe cheat on them, and they have come to the conclusion that love is a scam. That somebody has hurt you does not make the truth a lie. All right? Love is one of the most beautiful gifts of God to man. That people may have hurt you in the past does not mean somebody cannot genuinely love you. One of the challenges we have is that we have a lot of people who attempt to prosecute the enterprise called love without knowing what love is. 1 Corinthians 13 tells us there are 15 components of the nature of love. Love is not a word. All right, it's not just a word or a noun word. It is a verb. It's an action word. Love is not just, it's an act. Love is a life that you live. Many people study almost everything today apart from love. People study medicine, study law, study engineering, study accounting. How many people study love? Because they just feel that it is something that you embrace by reason of age, or by reason of stature, by reason of hips, lips, and body tips. All right, love is a life that you get to understand how it operates and functions. Or you get what I'm saying, so that you can prosecute it adequately. You want to begin from 1 Corinthians chapter 13. That's a good way to start. Study the components of love. When you come to an accurate understanding of what true love is, then you will find out that love is not just a word, it is a life. Love is the image of God on the soul of a man. He said he made us in his image and likeness. And the Bible tells us that God is love. So if God is love and he made us in his image, then it means love is the image of God on the soul of a man. Beloved, you can really experience true love. All you need to do is get to know God, who is the author of love, and you will experience true love. Love is real. Love is beautiful. Love is sweet. And I want to thank God for your life. I want to thank you for taking our time to look at this broadcast. You want to probably share, subscribe, and follow me on Mike Davids Online. The same thing as my platforms. It's the same handle. Mike Davids Online, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook. You want to follow me, you want to like, you want to subscribe, just hit that subscribe button so that next time I drop, the next video, you'll be the first to see it. Next video following this one is, the cure to heartbreaks. When you feed on that video, you'll be free forever from heartbreaks. You get what I'm saying? You can live a beautiful life. Life is beautiful. Life is a gift to be enjoyed and not a problem to be solved. All right, I want to thank you for taking our time to look at this video. Please share. Somebody needs, this is not denominational. Somebody needs to see this and have a change of perspective. Please share, like, and send this video to somebody. I want to thank you for being a part of this broadcast today. Do have a most productive day ahead. Mike Davis is my name.